Keane, it's been too long, my friend. Obviously, we've talked every day since isolations happened, but we haven't recorded a podcast. We did a quick interview with Ryan Spillane, which was a great catch-up. We chatted to the featherweight champion of the world, which was a fantastic experience. And obviously, then the huge news was announced that 249 is going ahead. We got the word dropped last week. It's exactly
and announced again in the time we've done one.
Yeah, like it's exactly what fans thought Dana would do, and put on an outstanding comeback show.
Mm-hmm.
He obviously felt that he let the people down. You could tell that from messaging that he was just gutted this whole thing fell apart. But what a goddamn card!
Insane. Absolutely insane card.
Before you get into that, I'm going to read our sponsorship read. The West Cork Beer Company make handmade beard oils and beard balms for strong, healthy, and great-looking beards. Their products are made all natural ingredients in Clonakilty and West Cork. You can check out their YouTube channel at West Cork Beard Company for some great beard care tips and advice, and you can find all their products at the West Cork Beard Company.ie. We want to thank Colin and all the team at West Cork Beard for supporting us through these very uncertain times, keeping Cian's beard look unbelievable. He sent me a picture last night of his mustache, Cian. It looked class.
Yeah.
You should definitely do that from now on, the Dick Dastardly. But we do thank
Channeling
Colin.
the inner Gary Spike O'Sullivan.
And we do thank Colin and the team for sponsoring us and staying with us throughout these crazy times. Let's kick straight into 249. Like, this podcast is going to be about is 249, isn't it?
And
not much else is happening.
We'll struggle to keep this to an hour if we were to break down this card.
We're not going to keep this at all. No one wants to hear it for an hour.
It's insane. This card is insane.
Even the prelims is insane.
The prelims is a pay-per-view on its own.
But
there's no fucking around there. Like,
even the early prelims is solid. Like, it's like. Is like Bryce Mitchell's there, Vicente Luque, who Wonderboy beat recently. Like, crazy card. Like, I cannot wait for this card.
It's I can't wait to see. Like, everything around is such a mystery. Like, they're saying the Octagon's going to be on the beach.
That's Fantasy Island. That's not Jackson.
Oh, I thought that was in Florida. Okay.
No, that's what I thought of, and that's what came to mind. That's in Fantasy Island, where this is in Jacksonville, in Florida.
I can't wait for Fantasy Island.
Yeah. This will have to be the biggest grossing pay-per-view of all time. As in, because there's so many eyes waiting. There's no sport on anywhere. So if you're into UFC somewhat, but I'm more football, baseball, or soccer, or whatever, you're watching this.
I might argue against that for a few reasons, right? The reasons why the McGregor pay-per-views are the biggest of all time, in my opinion, is people have FOMO. So it'll happen on the Saturday night. If you don't watch it on the Saturday night, you're going to be talking to your buddies on Sunday. You might be back to work on Sunday, and it's going to get spoiled for you.
Okay, I get what you mean.
This way, you can literally put a blackout on this and not necessarily have to watch it live. You can wait for the pirated copy, which will be out 6 or 7 hours afterwards. Do it. In saying that, I think Dana has seen this, the UFC has seen this, and that's why this card is incredible. If I was in the States, I'd pay for this one.
Mm.
You know, we've talked before about what seems astronomical prices to us here. The reason it's not as expensive for us here is because simply we're watching it at 3 o'clock in the morning start time.
Mm.
Which you can't expect to charge people $70, $80, $90 for that.
No one's paying that.
Like, to me, if I was in the States, I would find it weird to be watching a prelim starting at 7 o'clock. That time could be fought. Poirier in Dubai was so
amazing. It's amazing. Like, I've done it and you're leaving the arena at 11:30, 12, and you're like, this is class. If I wanted to keep drinking for 2-3 hours, I could.
Yeah. Whereas you're falling into bed after this one, or it depends on how the fight finishes. Like, I remember the Conor Khabib one. By the time that fight happened, it was 6:30.
Mm.
By the time they got in, 7 when it was finished, and then of course the brawl afterwards, you were fucking wired, and all you wanted to do was stay up and watch the aftermath happen.
Press conference after.
Yeah, am I right in saying Florida's on the East Coast?
Yes, but south,
So it's not going to be
southeast
New
coast.
York all the time where it's going to be on a small bit earlier than
It
usual.
it might be 2 seconds now. Time in Florida. So it's 4 o'clock in Florida. So they're 5 hours behind.
1 a.m. British Standard Time here on the UFC website, and 3 a.m. British Standard Time for the main. So it's the Vegas times. Okay.
Yeah, which is weird. But I'm guessing they're just kind
Who
of
cares? You're
make
not going to
everyone
have work
happy.
in the morning.
Yeah, exactly.
What I
No
mean.
one's going to have work in the morning. Yeah.
Um, did you
Uh,
see, before we jump into the card, did you see the UFC are holding a raffle
I did.
whereby
I know. I didn't see what it was. Fans can pick a fight or something.
a fan can pick a fight? Um,
I know. Is it the kind of
Obviously,
thing
there's
where you
going to
have
be
to buy a charity
restrictions on
ticket or
this.
something? Is it a,
Yeah, I'd imagine a lot of it's going to charity.
okay.
This is insane. Like people were saying, like what are the restrictions? Like because before people want to buy a ticket, they want to know what the restrictions are.
Of course.
Is it a case of they're going to come to you and say, okay, Cerrone beat Pettis in his last fight, so it makes sense that he fights.
Here are three people he can fight, kind of thing.
Yeah, you can pick one. Or is it going to be, here's a blank check, you can pick anybody to fight anybody? Is
Okay.
it going to be, is the person going to get a title shot? Like,
Yeah, I know what you mean.
I don't know.
But realistically, they even if you call a card on the prelims,
Mhm.
they've fulfilled their duty, and you've also picked a fight. Excuse me, that for UFC.
Does the person have to be a UFC fighter? Can you call someone up from the small leagues to the big leagues?
Do you know? I doubt it.
Certain, a
That's the
certain
contract.
a certain future superstar in Dublin,
I doubt it. I
give
would
him a
love that.
world title fight on his debut against fucking Usman. Obviously, we're talking about Ian Gary, in case anyone doesn't realize.
An odd one here. I was looking at Paddy Power
Mhm.
just to kind of see the odds for the fight coming up. And on the 31st of December, they have Jorge Masvidal versus Conor McGregor odds for that.
Yeah, so when potential fights coming up, they put it as the 31st of December.
Okay.
So,
And if it
like,
doesn't happen, you get your money back, is it?
yeah, yeah. It's never good to go on early odds anyway.
No.
Always wait until the day of. If you're placing a bet in MMA, wait until the day of. Because you
And
can see,
that
man,
and that's words from a gambler. So listen to
yes.
them.
But
He
I have
always
seen
wins.
people, you see people, um, they don't weigh in right. They look shit on weigh-in day. They look sick. You've
Yeah.
seen it before. You've seen Tony have a staph infection. You can see Kevin Lee have staph infections. You wouldn't see that if you bet a few weeks out. So yeah, but it's good to see where the bookies think fights might be coming from. I mean, Paddy Power were the first to put up odds for Mayweather and
McGregor.
McGregor
Yeah.
before anyone thought it was a possibility.
Um, they have Till and Whitaker. Darren Till's at evens, and Whitaker is 8 to 11.
It's a tough one to call. I can't wait to see it.
If it
I hope
happens,
I
I
hope
hope it
it
does happen.
when they rebook Dublin. I hope they keep that as the main.
Will be class. So let's go to the card quickly. So let's start off early prelims, early prelims, because the last, like, Bryce Mitchell was it 2 events ago he fought in the prelims and he won in the first round, I think it was. Am I right in
I
saying
can't
that?
remember off the top of my head.
Um, yeah, no, he was Tug Nasty is his name. I love it.
He's up
Uh,
and coming.
yeah,
But I
he
think
is.
the one to watch on the early prelims is Luke and Nico Price.
Okay.
That's the one to watch. That'll be a fun one. Um,
But do you think, like, just to go back to what's his name, Luke, after losing to Wonderboy, he's
mhm.
now on early prelims. Do you think this is a I want a fight scenario? Get me on a fight. I don't care where I am, or is it a nah? You've lost. Now you got to earn some more respect.
Well, first of all, I don't know how much there is to be made. I don't know how the breakdown of pricing works or early prelims.
Okay.
Do people in the early prelims and prelims get a cut of pay per view? I don't know. Is that only certain fighters? I don't know. Maybe he just wants a quick turnaround. What I'm surprised is it took him this long to get a fight in, because he didn't come out with any injuries of the Wonderboy fight, whereas Wonderboy broke both his hands.
Yeah. He's number 13th in the rankings. That's what Nico Price has no rank, so he's fighting a no rank fighter. Are they trying to use him as a stepping stone for this guy? Because that's not going to happen.
Like, I would think, because Nico Price has a much better record. Has he always fought at welterweight, Nico Price? Am I getting that wrong? Why do I feel like he didn't always fight at welterweight?
Let's find out. Actions, accuracy, takedown, event results, show stats. Mike Vick, he fought in October 2019. Doesn't really state here. I have to look at his Wikipedia. But
either way, I think it's a case of if Luque wins, he probably goes back into the top 10. A division of monsters there. No easy fights whatsoever. And Wonderboy was probably his most favourable fight in terms of style matching up.
Yeah.
That's a heavy wrestling division. He could definitely take a leaf out of Wonderboy's book on how to fight against wrestlers. I mean, look how Wonderboy did against Woodley over 50 minutes against an unbelievable wrestler. What I'm annoyed by is, well, I'm not annoyed by it per se, but I was really looking forward to Woodley and Edwards, and there's no mention of that
being redone.
Whatsoever. Yeah, it's tough for Edwards to get out of England. Maybe, I don't know.
I'd say it's tough. Like, it's tough for anyone to happen. You thought that might happen over there, is it?
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. He's confirmed. So there's a fight on the 9th of May, and then next Saturday, and the following Saturday, and the following Saturday. Cards every Saturday. So if they're going to be even nearly as big as this, it'll be insane.
I do think he's going to try his very, very best to fulfill that ESPN contract. I'm sure that something will come of that. If he doesn't, it's only a certain percentage taken off. I don't think it's a whole contract break scenario.
There's bound to be in a contract like that between companies like that. There's bound to be like act of God kind of thing put in there.
I would hope so.
Yeah,
I would hope so. What are your thoughts? We'll jump to the prelims. What are your thoughts? Like Uriah Hall and Souza's a great fight.
One fight. Where does that go?
Yeah.
How does that go? They're both incredible on their feet. They're both deadly on the ground. I wouldn't even attempt to try and pick a winner, and that's just going to be a fun fight to watch, and that's going to kick off the night properly.
Do you think that's going to be a first round stoppage, or is it a so good all the way there?
Hopefully they don't. If it's a case of they try and phase each, if they try and suss each other out for too long, and wait for the other to make a mistake, make a move, it could be terribly boring. But Hall's is an explosive fighter, and Sousa's is as well. So I don't see this being a boring fight, but it potentially could be.
I don't think so. I don't think it'll be boring anyway. I really hope it's not boring anyway. Esparza versus Watterson looks like a great fight.
For more reasons than one, huh? Huh?
You dog. You're in isolation too long, Kane.
Anytime I look at Carla Esparza, all I can see is Joanna thumping her face up against that cage. It was absolutely brutal when they introduced the strawweight belt. Esparza is outmatched against a lot of people in that division. I think a lot of, especially Michelle Watterson, will pick her apart, I reckon.
Okay.
What do you think?
Again, I'm just a Michelle Watterson fan. Like I have been since I started. Well, since she started. Huh?
Who isn't?
Yeah, I know. She's a cool bitch as well. As you said, it just flashes of Joanna to Esparza. Like it's just. But then again, any given Sunday, a right hook can change everything, you know.
Exactly. Exactly.
The main thing as well, we don't know what's an interesting factor in this whole thing is we don't know what way people are coming into this. With everything that's going on, we don't know how they're training. We don't know what kind of teams they're doing. We don't know what camps they're doing. So
And
that
I
could
think
like
I would never have thought of that. It's so highly ignorant of me as an MMA fan to not consider. It wasn't until Amanda Nunes pulled out, and her reason being was, how the fuck am I supposed to defend my belt when I can't get a sparring partner? When I can't get into the gym and spar with someone, how do you then expect me to go in without any sparring and defend a belt? Do you know? So like,
yeah,
who are these people training with? Are they like a lot of them are from the States, so they're not as strict in the States. But when he does Fight Island for the international fighters, like who's in the gym with Leon Edwards? Like who's
well, no,
training with?
he'd be able to fry his team over.
Yeah.
Like if Joe Rogan can get tests that easy, I'm pretty sure UFC can get tests done for people.
But what I'm saying is you want your heavy sparring done weeks out from the fight. But by the time they get over, they're not doing heavy
Yeah,
sparring anymore.
yeah,
So like
yeah,
exactly, that was a great point. How will these things go? You usually think
yeah.
some of these fights are usually straightforward. You think, okay, but now it's like who had a better lead up.
That's exactly it, and it's going to be so interesting. That like even if you look at like Verdum and Olnick, what's Verdum doing? Like where's he training? Where's Olnick training? They're both in America, I'm guessing. They're not coming in for this, but
I don't know. Like if Verdum is in Brazil, I know Brazil is taking it incredibly seriously. You're not allowed, like they're proper lockdown.
full down lock. But yeah, so it's very interesting. Like it's a very interesting fact that people won't consider. A lot of people won't even think about coming into this. You know?
What's also insane to me is how is Fabricio Verdum not ranked?
Yeah, I know.
It was champ
It
2 years ago.
wasn't 2 years ago, was it?
Well, when could it have been? 2 years ago? Two and a half?
I don't know, it was 2 years ago anyway.
Around the same time this outbreak happened, about 2 years ago.
Um, yeah, I don't think that's right anyway. But anyway, he must be in America. He must be training in America, is he?
I'm guessing this whole card, all these people are in America. I'm guessing that's
Yeah, it's a standard needed to do. Come on, for fuck's sake, Lord. God damn you, Wikipedia. Anyway,
I just noticed there for the first time that Pettis and Cerrone is at welterweight. I'm guessing both of them didn't want to cut any weight for it.
Yeah.
And what's even more interesting,
probably right. It's probably easier.
Is Cowboys ranked 6th at welterweight, which is insane to me. Insane. Like if he wins, does he go up in the rankings? Does he go up to four or
from
five?
From the UFC website, Pettis is 15th.
I know. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
That can't be right either.
Did he fight Tony? He must have fought Tony at lightweight. Surely when he fought Tony last.
It must have been. It was hardly at welterweight, was it?
I've never seen Tony fight at welterweight, so it must have been.
And when was that? That was a year and a half ago, was it? Give or take?
Yeah, about that. Yeah.
Give or take.
And then Cerrone fought him since. Like Cerrone's lost 3 in a row or 4 in a row with Conor.
That was 4 in a row. I could be mistaken. I'm pretty sure it was 4 in a row.
I think they were saying, yeah, he's lost 3 before he fought Conor.
No, he's lost 2, I think.
Okay, so Conor was
I think
3 in a row.
Diehard fans are giving a fucking screaming right now, but yeah, give or take.
Another reason why it makes no sense that he's ranked 6th in welterweight whatsoever.
Yeah. Pettis' last fight was who? Let's find out quickly. Nate Diaz, who he lost to, that's right, in August of 2009.
He's on a skid as well, so.
No, sorry. What am I saying? Diego Ferreira, January 18. He lost. He was on the card with Conor, remember?
So what was his last few fights, and how did he win?
He lost Diego Ferreira and he lost Nate Diaz, and he knocked out Wonderboy. So since March last year, he's had 3 fights and won 1.
But his last 2 were losses.
Yes. Submission in the second for the last one, and then Nate beat him unanimously. Decision.
How long ago did Tony fight him?
Tony fought him in October 18.
Okay.
TKO.
So he's 1-4 effectively. So
Yeah, basically.
that's an awful record for a guy like him.
But it's been like that for a while now because it was like Charles Olivier beat him in 2016. He lost to Max next. He beat Jim Miller. He lost to Dustin. He beat Michael Chiesa. He lost to Tony. He won against Wonder. But he's
I know.
always
Look,
back and forth.
he's fought murderers row of fighters as well. Like he
Yes, yeah,
hasn't fought anyone unknown.
yeah.
And he's a fun fighter, man. He never has a boring fight. And with
First
Cowboy,
man to ever knock out Wonder Boy. Like that.
yeah,
That alone says something. Like
it should be. Look, this should be a fun fight. I would say Pettis. I reckon.
Well, that's what I want you to do on this. I want you to pick up your Verdict app. Oh, it's on your phone, is it? I'll do it.
Mm-hmm.
You will do it on my phone. The Verdict app, and we'll pick our fighters and how they win. See how. Well, you can do it after. It'd actually be better for you to do it after. I'll do mine live on the podcast.
Yeah.
So on to the main card. Greg Hardy, De Castro.
Castro, I think, is 5-0. He's a wrecking ball.
Yeah.
But Greg Hardy always finds a way of getting it done. So I fancy probably Hardy, but it's heavyweight. That's what I love about heavyweight. Anything fucking happen at heavyweight.
Yeah. De Castro's on a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 fight win streak coming into this. Justin Taffa, I remember that. He that was on the Whitaker card versus Whitaker and Izzy card. First round KO was class.
I don't know in the UFC, so is it?
So Dana, so he's had 2 fights in the UFC. Well, one of them was the Contender Series and then the UFC. The others were CES and the FCS. That must be a local show. Yeah, 6 wins. Hardy's he's a bit of an animal, but he's a piece of shit. So it's hard to say. Yeah, I want him to win. I'd like to see this guy. He's a big. If I'm not, I remember him like he's kind of a Samoan guy, big, huge fella. Could be wrong in saying that, but that's what I remember of him anyway.
I think he gives up a bit of height though to Hardy because Hardy's huge.
Yeah,
Hardy's a big boy, and he's powerful hands.
6'5" Hardy is my man. 6'1",
Mm-hmm.
and Hardy's 15 pounds heavier than him. Yeah, he's 6-inch reach as well, and leg reach is 4 inches more as well. Look, be interesting. Like that's not making it past the second round. I don't think.
Yeah,
I do think there's a stop there. Always with heavyweights, there always is a stop, isn't there? Well, most of the time anyway. Unless you're Derek Brunson and Ngannou.
Lewis and Ngannou, which was supposed to be the best fight of all time.
Oh yeah, sorry, that's what I meant, not Brunson. With that segue, let's jump into Ngannou, like Rosenstruck.
This is a fun fight. I don't know. People are saying Ngannou with so much confidence. I don't know where they're getting that confidence from. Because Rosenstruck just strikes from everywhere.
So Paddy Power have Ngannou 3-10 and Rosenstruck 11-5.
Yes, they're favoring
Ngannou massively.
Ngannou
massively.
Like if you look, even if you look at the stats, the head-to-head stats is so interesting on the UFC website. So landed per minute, Ngannou 215, Rosenstruck 3.72. Like that's a huge jump. Significant strikes. He's 10% higher.
Now power-wise, how much power-wise, how much are they alike?
I don't. It's very hard to compare Ngannou to anyone.
Well, he's afraid of me. We've had this like you can't compare him to me even.
Well, I believe that was the downturn of his career.
That's when he started losing.
That's when he started losing.
When I met him before his streak,
Yeah.
He obviously just remembered or saw an image of the two of us. But anyway, back to the car.
Yeah, fun. This is going to be fun.
Yeah. Just again, not going the full distance. I don't think. I love this. The grappling statistics 0-0.
You're
Takedown
saying about
defense
going the distance.
70-75. Yeah, I know. I say that. I could have cursed it there.
Before.
I could have cursed that. I don't think so. I think he wants the title. Like, he's number 2 in the ranking. So if he wins this, it's a title shot. Has to be, right?
Has to be. It does.
But Stipe DC will happen first.
Who knows? I don't see either of those guys fighting on Fight Island.
DC might. He was talking very highly on Ara's podcast about how they were operating, how they were running the show. So maybe he might have trust in it, like. Yeah. But again, why would you risk a title and a title shot when you can't train properly?
This is probably Stipe's argument, I'd say. Plus,
but then again, does DC have time? If DC says no and Ngannou and Stipe say yes,
then we go back and Francis and Stipe again.
Too.
Which I don't know if I see going any differently.
Yeah. Picking them apart, resting them down. Jeremy Stevens, Calvin Kattar.
Again, everyone's writing Jeremy Stevens off on this one. He is. You can never write him off.
No.
If he fought Conor tomorrow, if he fought Khabib, if he fought fucking Aldo again.
People don't write him off. They just wonder who he is. Who the fuck is that guy?
God, that's an old joke. They proved that Jeremy's never going to get away from it. Yeah.
Little heathen.
That was his worst loss.
That was his worst loss. 100%.
I remember on Wikipedia at the time someone added a loss for that one on his official record. He lost by 10-8 or something like that.
Again, interesting fight.
Yeah.
It's just a barn burner. Like, most of these fights are barn burners. They're just absolute wars, like.
Yeah, Jeremy Stevens isn't usually one to start off slow and suss people out. He does very well when he pushes forward and puts pressure on people. It's the later rounds when people figure him out is when he gets himself into trouble. But he's savagely powerful.
Yeah,
savagely powerful. If he catches anyone, that's it. It's done.
But Kattar is kind of known for absorbing shots as well. You know, he's a good chin. He's a good body. So it'll be very interesting.
He's climbing that division.
He is, slowly but surely. What is he now? He's 9th, is he? Yeah, 9th.
Yeah. 2 top 10 guys on the prelims. It's
main card. That's main card.
Oh, sorry, yeah, the main card, yeah.
That's main card.
I believe that was only moved up when Nunes pulled out, I think.
Okay. A very interesting one is Cejudo and Dominic Cruz. I am rooting for Dominic Cruz here.
I think everyone is. My personal feeling would be that, first of all, he's a mystery now because he's been out for so long. Does the same Dominic Cruz come back?
This is a title shot, isn't it?
Yes.
How, like, is this because he took the fight, he gets a title, basically?
I think it's because he's done so much for the UFC and he's been such a stalemate of the roster for years and years, and I don't think anyone's begrudging him a title shot.
I have heard nothing about it. I've heard nothing. This is bullshit. I'm guessing he stood in. Like, it'd be interesting to see how Cejudo deals with them. How's Cruz's wrestling again? Okay, his defense is more. His defense is solid enough.
It's his weird striking that I absolutely love, and it's
83% takedown defense. Like,
yeah, his entire record has been wiped off UFC. Did you see that?
I saw that. Yeah, that's happened to a few wrestlers. That's happened to a few people. Waterson's record wasn't there. Maybe trying to up to date or something.
He has more takedowns per minute than Cejudo.
I know.
And he has a better takedown accuracy than.
He's not taking down Cejudo though, is he?
No, I think he'll stay. I think he'll try and stay up with him. That weird, crazy monkey style of fighting is.
Be interesting for Sudo. Like, might shut him up as well, the Triple C. That's what
Or
people want.
if he
Like
wins, then yeah, this is it.
he's not
It's
he's not a
over.
baddie. He's not a
No,
baddie in any way, but he's a heel.
yeah,
He's definitely like a small heel. He's like the Kurt Angle back in the day of
yeah,
WWF, where people love to hate him, but they still loved him.
yeah. And you want him around. You
Mm,
pay to see him lose.
yeah.
That's what you do.
Um,
Um,
yeah, looking forward to it. Simple. What are the odds here? I'm guessing people are favoring what's his name? Ba, 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 ba.
I'd say Cejudo's the heavy
Yeah,
favorite.
Cejudo. Yeah. 4-11 to 15-8 cruises. So that's 2-2. No. Oh yeah. You know what I don't understand is the American type of betting odds, the plus one two
You know,
five and the plus. You know what? If I looked into it, it's probably more understandable than our fucking way. But yeah, and then main event is obviously Tony and Gaethje.
nothing's changed for me. I still think Tony gets it done. It's a risk he
Inside,
absolutely does not need to take whatsoever. But it's Tony, and Tony does whatever he wants.
do you think he gets it done in 2, 3 overall?
I don't know.
Bloodbath.
I don't know. Like it's also what's interesting is it's a risk, ironically enough, that Justin didn't need to take either. Justin slips way out of the title shot if he loses this.
He's number 4 now. Or
You
do you
see
think
how
it's? Do you think like in these uncertain times? I do believe that Dana said, "Look, I look after you. If you fight, I look." I honestly believe that. Like, look, don't worry, we'll look at like win or lose. I think Tony gets a title shot next. That could be next time it's available.
I don't know. I don't know if Tony loses it, it opens the door for Conor Khabib too. In my opinion, he definitely leapfrogs Gaethje. I'm not saying that that's the right thing,
Yeah,
but Dana will have him leapfrog Gaethje. If
he'll never have Justin fight Connor again. Like, and yeah, just Justin and Connor, they'll never fight.
I hope they do, and if Tony wins, then the sensible fight for Conor next is Conor and Gaethje
Mm.
to see who fights the winner of Tony and Khabib.
Yeah,
That's the most straight way forward for it. I mean, is there any other lightweights that could realistically argue a title shot? I mean, Poirier got a shot last year. Um, who else is there? Who else is in the lightweights? What's that top? What's their top 15 like?
solid enough, isn't it? UFC website's awful.
It is, isn't it?
So bad, like. In the lightweights, we're looking at Tony, Dustin, Connor, Dan Hooker, Cerrone, Felder, Charles Olivier.
Who did
Um,
Dan Hooker's to fight Paul Felder, isn't he? But that's
he beat
been.
him, didn't he?
Did that happen?
Yeah, happened already.
Why am I blanking that?
That was a great fight. Down in remember he lost and he got all emotional. People thought he was going to retire, but he said no, he's not.
It wasn't against Dan Hooker.
It was the main event of UFC Fight Night in February, 23rd of February.
Who am I?
Decision, 5 round. Yeah, I
Was that
remember because
Dan
it was a
Hooker's last
war.
fight?
Yeah, it was the end of February happened.
Oh yeah.
It was an absolute war. It was the event that we watched, that you were watching live
Yeah.
with no audience.
No, that was Brazil.
Was there an
Dan Hooker
audience?
wasn't in Brazil with Felder.
Was it in Australia?
Must have
Yes, it
been.
was. New Zealand it was in. Felder Hooker, New Zealand.
So yeah, getting back to the point, like Hooker really has the chance. He's not. He's one or two fights away from being able to throw his name in the hat.
Hugh and Connor's a good
And
fight. He's 5, like him and Connor could be a good fight next. There's
yeah,
a promo there though. Dan Hooker's too nice of a guy to talk shit like.
Charles
I love
Oliveira looked
I
absolutely
love
brilliant
how
against Kevin Lee as well.
Dustin Poirier is number 2 still in the rankings. That's not right, is it? These rankings are off. We've said this so many times before.
Well, the rankings make no sense. But being in the top 10 is the only kind of thing that makes sense if someone's in the top 10.
Like they have a flyweight women's, strawweight women's, and then a women's pound for pound top rank, Amanda Nunes. Like, what kind of ranking is that? Amanda Nunes, Weili Zhang, Valentina, Jessica Andrade, Joanna, Rose. Like, yeah,
Strange, isn't it?
yeah, it's just like a best of the best. And then men's pound for pound, top ranked: John Jones number one, Khabib number two, Cejudo number three, Stipe number four, Izzy number five, DC number six, Usman number seven, Volkanovski number eight, Connor number nine. That's really weird. Like,
They just have all the champions in first,
yeah.
and then Connor, Tony, Max.
Well, DC's not a champion. He's up there. Or DC. No, he's not a champion.
No, he's not a champion.
Yeah. Dominic Reyes. Look, I would like to see Hooker, Connor. I'd like to see. I think
I preferably would like to see Connor
Gaethje.
and Dustin run it back again at some stage. But
You
the
think with
fight
the
that makes the
experience,
most
Dustin?
sense, like you see, it depends on how May 9th goes. If Tony wins, then everything's is on the right track. Tony then waits for Khabib. It's Tony Khabib. In the meantime, Gaethje Connor makes perfect sense. But let's say Gaethje wins, he doesn't get the next title shot. It's not going to happen.
No.
Just because you have the belt, and this has been proven to Tony before, just because you have the belt doesn't mean you're getting the next title shot.
Oh, it's for the interim title, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure, yeah. Tony was just stripped of it. Take it away, bud.
I don't think there's any need to put it for an interim belt. There's no need to do that.
I agree. I said to you when I saw it, excuse me, when I saw it, I was like, why is it for the interim belt? Like, I thought that was quite insulting to Tony because they already ripped him of it.
I know, yeah.
It's very
going to mean
insulting.
nothing to him if he wins it.
Yeah, he won't care. I think he'd probably throw it on the ground knowing him.
Yeah. Yeah. What's going to happen, do you think, with Masvidal? And do you think Masvidal Usman next?
Dude, I don't know. Like, it's just so hard. Like, I'd be very interested to see what kind of cards are being announced over the next while. Those 4 weeks, surely
if they're going to do it every week after one another, surely these fighters know now that they're going to be fighting and they just haven't announced it to us yet.
Of course.
So, like, let's say it's literally only 3 weeks away that the next card is going to be on the following Saturday.
But let's take into account, and I love it's happening in Jacksonville as well. All in the same arena. So they can already set up camp there and say, look, this is us for the next 4 weeks. But they're all fight nights, so there won't be massive names in these cards.
Who knows? Because they have so many people looking to get active that they're going to be the most exciting fight nights you've ever seen.
Yeah. Look, I'm happy. I'm a happy boy to see. I'm not a sports guy per se. I love cage fighting, but
do you think
I'd sit down and watch a soccer game right now? Like, do you know what I mean? A live soccer game.
Yeah, I miss soccer, right?
I love how they're showing reruns of like Man U versus Everton. Like, you're like, I don't care, just fucking.
To be fair, my blood pressure has gone back to normal as an Arsenal fan since they've stopped playing. So there's one good thing to come out of it.
Jesus. Take off that jersey, for fuck's sake. Oh, Jesus Christ. I think we'll leave it there, bud. It was a good catch up. We'll try and keep up to date. I don't want to make promises to the fans that, or the listeners, I should say fans, to the listeners that we'll be back next week. I don't think we won't get a show in before the May 9th card.
No,
I'd say it'd be a recap. We'll try and do a recap the next morning or something.
Yeah.
Probably the best thing, because we've always wanted to do like recap shows, but our studio isn't open until the Monday, so then it's the Tuesday before the podcast get out. So let's try and get it out on that Sunday.
Yeah, there's a chance we're going to Zoom anyway for the fights, aren't we? But not record. But maybe we could record just in case there's something fucking.
Put it out. Yeah, put it out there. I tend to Zoom nude though for fights, just so you know.
Yeah, you have to be naked. Otherwise, you can't get it up.
Yeah, and I need it. Tony
It's
Gaethje,
when
like.
it's when Joe Rogan makes eye contact with the camera, isn't it?
Exactly. Or when he
Yeah.
kind of goes,
Yeah. Oh, that's you done. Then you're done.
spadoosh, spadoosh. It's been a pleasure, my friend.
Yeah, sure. Look, we'll catch up again.
Hells yes. Thank you again to our sponsor. If you do wish to support the show, support our sponsor, West Cork Beer Company. Thank you guys for the patience in this whole thing, and I hope you're keeping safe and the families are keeping safe out there. Enjoy May 9th. It's going to be class. May 10th in some people's books. Enjoy and stay safe.
All the best.